So today I'm not going to be answering a question like I normally do. I wanted to show you guys something that I'm working on, and then also you can take away the lesson I'm about to share with you for the techniques that you're working on, especially in your gym, because in your gym you're going to do this thing with people where you'll bring in a new technique, you'll use it on people, and then it'll start to work, and then after a while people get kind of smart to it, they get wise to it, and they'll start to defend it, and then you'll have to adapt to it. I'm going to show you kind of something I'm working on now, just so you can kind of maybe take the idea away from it, whether you want to use a technique or not. As always, this is my lovely assistant, Mr. Adam Wilson. Let's get started. All right, guys, so I've been working on, the Monoplata. I always called it the ugly armbar, just got figured it out a long time ago, and I thought it looked like a really ugly looking armbar that someone would put on, so I kind of stuck with it. But I'm working on that move here, right? And I'm working on a setup to it that I got from a buddy of mine, Josh Shinger. I was watching some of his matches, and he did a seminar here last year, and so he's a really exciting grappler. If you guys don't watch him, Josh Shinger, you can check him out online. He's a super fun grappler to watch, but he's really good with that Monoplata. And so I was watching a setup of his where basically you're going in with a half butterfly, you're getting your overhook, wrist grip here, and then we're getting the sweep. We're making sure we sort of let the person stay on their side, bang, and then we come up right into the position here, ready to finish. Now, initially when I started doing it, nobody knew what was happening, right? So I was just hitting it left and right, and it was working inside the gym, and I was able to catch some of my guys. But now that I've been doing it for a little bit, they're starting to get wise to it, and they're being a lot more tucked in with their arms, and they're not letting me get the grips that I want. So let's talk about how this would work and how you could kind of adapt this. And again, you can take this idea away from any position you want to, or any move. So here's a great example. So we're here. I need a couple things. One, I need this overhook here. I need to get the wrist. Those are sort of the two biggies. And then I can combine them together in getting my half butterfly guard. So what's been happening now is, like, when I try to get the wrist control, they pull back immediately. If I start to go for the overhook right here, they start to pull back immediately. So it's giving me a lot of trouble. So one of the things that I have to do first is sort of prioritize. I want the overhook first, and then I'll go for the wrist, okay? Second thing I have to figure out is, how can I get them to give me what I want? So one of the things you can think about is, in this position right here, when he's all tucked in tight, he's in a strong defensible position. So what I want to do is I want to kind of throw him off balance. You can think about when you're setting up a takedown on the feet, you sort of move the person to the side, get them to step hard somewhere, get them off balance. So what I can do is I can start to do that hip shovel like the giggler, so I can scoop my hips underneath, boom, get his hand to post. With his hand posted, I can immediately scoop it up and then get back to my side. And at the same time, I can start to go for the wrist. If for some reason he pulls that wrist away, you can do the same thing. I can put my half butterfly in early, and then I begin to sweep him to get his hand to have to post to stop it, and then right in. And then now I've got exactly what I needed originally, and I can sweep and go. Okay, so again, what we're talking about is, instead of you trying to grab everything, I get the person to give me what I want. Okay, I'll show you another example just in case you guys want to use the move. I'll give you one more, a different position, but similar idea. So again, from this position, we'll look at the back. Right here, I'm in the position, I need to get the overhook. So it's not working, I'm gonna hip shovel underneath, boom. Get the arm, come right back to the position. And then again, a lot of times they're gonna be really hesitant if they know I'm going for this. I'll put my half butterfly in, and I'll begin to use the butterfly sweep to get him to post. As we come back down, boom, grab the wrist, stick it in. And then we go for this. Another example of this, I'll do it from guard as well. We'll go full guard this time, is if you get really good with a straight arm lock. So if I get really good about going out, catching, going out to this sort of position, a straight arm lock position, what happens is people get really aware of their arms, if they know that you're good with that kind of thing. So they'll, a lot of times, as soon as you get here, they'll start to pull back out because they don't feel comfortable. So one of the things you can do is think about, okay, how can I get this person to go from a defensive position to sort of basing out, to where basically what you're doing is you're thinking about sort of throwing them off balance to where they have to post out. And a really simple way to do that is I'll just grab the collar here, and I'll pull in, boom, just to get the hand to post, because a lot of times they'll just instinctively post, and then catch, and there we go. So guys, today's more of an example of something you can, so this is more of a conceptual idea. This is not like a exact technique, but think about it. If you're rolling in the gym and let's say you got a technique that's working really well for you, expect that at some point it's not going to, because your training partners are going to become more aware of what you're doing, and they're going to become wise to it. They're not going to give you the grips you want, that kind of thing. So then your goal is no longer just to do the move itself, because you can do the move once you get the grips. Your goal is to break it down and say, okay, how can I get the grips that I want? And a lot of times, if you can get the person to do what you want them to do, like get them to post, get them to give you an underhook, whatever it is you're looking for, then that'll kind of get them to walk right into the position and make it it a little bit easier, because what happens is if you're always being more aggressive and grabbing the thing that you want initially, people become really aware of it. They'll start pulling away from you. And so if you can get them to post or get them to sort of walk right into the position, so to speak, then it makes it a lot easier for you. So you can just think about that. And again, your job once you get to that point with those techniques is to be creative. So guys, hopefully this is a helpful lesson to some of you guys. I know this is probably not going to be the most entertaining video, but if you take the lesson home, it'll be really useful to you, because this is something that like will give you a deeper level of ability to like hit the techniques in your gym or even in competitions, that sort of thing. So anyway, I'm done rambling at this point. Adam?